and the Korean deal hadn't started yet.
Yeah. In between wars.
Yeah.
Okay, so then where did they send you after Alameda then?
Out to Whidbey, I'm not to Whidbey,
Different islands.
Hawaii. You know,
Oh, we're back in Hawaii?
I'm trying to think of Barbers Point.
Where?
Barbers Point.
Barber's Point.
Yeah, that's in the southwest part of the island.
Huh, I never heard of it.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't? Holy smokes! Oh,
Everything about
it's a
Pearl
beautiful
Harbor.
air station. Beautiful. It is really. It was out. In part of it, you first got there, went way out in the Jeep, and it was in this kind of jungle. And I saw all these pits. I came back and I said, you know, there are a whole bunch of pits over there. He said, oh, don't go there. He said, those are sacred Hawaiian burial pits. He said, stay out of there.
Oh boy.
The guy didn't want to like that, you know. So we were there. I guess I don't know. I was in and out so much. I liked to stay there. I got back to Alameda again, and I was taken with it was kind of like a night searchlight attack squadron. You know, that's where they put the big candlelights on a big 20 million power candlelights on that wing. One wing tip, the other tip was gasoline fuel, so a droppable, tank. And that's the first one you use when you're in your fuel control. Burn that 250 gallons first, and forget. Don't drop it though. It has its own aerodynamics. It helps you keep aloft. It's better. It carries its weight. And see, then, but I lost my train of thought. Damn it. Well, on these, in this searchlight squadron. It seems that the British started it, but they couldn't, like radar. We improved it to a point well beyond what they did. They don't like me saying this. I don't know where this is going to be, just between us again. But they are good at coming up with stuff. So they started to devise this night searchlight thing to get the subs when they're up, getting fresh air, charging their batteries and that kind of thing, because they hadn't come in the atomic subs yet, so they were diesels, and so we were there to get them, and so but the British were kind of giving up on it. They were losing too many pilots. It seems that they were flying into their beam, I guess, because they were flying into the water at the target. So we had to learn that, don't do that, So we perfected it more and got away from that. And it was good. It was a real effective thing, right? It was. But if we'd had that when we were down in Brazil, off South Atlantic, boy, we'd have had a ball. We'd have cleared the swamp.
None left.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad they came up with the idea that much later.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're on this night. Now you get to fly at night again. See?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I like that again. Yeah, and that was down in Florida. We went and did that.
So John,
Yeah.
maybe I should interrupt you just for a second, because you mentioned night flying a few times. To me, it just seems so dangerous without modern navigation equipment. Weren't there times when you got lost or
Never got lost. I read those stars from the cockpit, whether I was up in the navigator spot or down. I always kept a running chart in my mind of what the navigator was up to. See, because I could read those stars too, And he went a few times. He went off course badly. I let him go too far one time, but we got him back. I just wanted to see how far he's doing. I kept saying, "Ready? Don't we turn pretty soon?" Yeah, we were past the turn point. Yeah, but no, that was not bad. As far as the getting lost, no, there was no problem there. But you mentioned something earlier, but I forget what else. Uh,
Landing?
oh, I did one time when I was in training. I flew I was at night by myself, and I was fooling around. And I thought, well, Iowa, it's all corn, it's flat, or hogs or something. Well, I ran into a little snowbank one time, just about killed myself. So that was a time they wanted to wash me out and everything. And they said, well, being that you were from the fleet, we'll give you another chance, all this stuff. And it paid off. But yeah, other than that, I learned to quit doing that, stay up higher, As long as you stay up in altitude, you were fine. And you had very few sports planes buzzing around you all the time, They're all daytime guys. So you didn't have to worry too much about that. I enjoyed it.
Well, do go ahead and just, we'd kind of like to hear about your whole life, even after those years. So just pick up your story and keep telling as much as you want to tell us, John.
Well, okay, let's see.
So you're in the searchlight.
Oh, I passed that, yeah. That's hard.
After
Well,
that,
but see, we didn't need that capability right there, so that kind of was put on the shelf. But we still kept the searchlights on the wing. But we didn't use them. I just wanted to catch fire, 20 million candle power. The arc was about that long, a big arc, about as big around as my thumb.
wow.
And well, that part is over. Then somewhere along the line, I got married. 49, I got married. I came home, I got married.
Well, how did you meet her? You just didn't come home and get married?
My dad introduced us.
Okay, during one of your leaves or something?
Yeah. I was sitting in the back talking to him out in the back of the place. He had a hammock or two. He was taking it easy, some chairs. We were back there just talking and having a beer. This gal came zinging through the doors. From the back, we could see it through the front door all the way. If anybody came in, I saw, oh, here comes a good-looking filly. And he kept running on. She come back, boom, right in my lap. I said, who are you? What's your name? So we ended up next year, the following year, getting married.
Customer of your dad's?
Well, they were a Greek family, but I was Greek, so they kind of got together, the betrothed and stuff like that. And so my stepmother heard there was a Greek family in town, so she went over there one time and she announced, you got an unmarried daughter and I got an unmarried son. I got two sons, in fact. She said, take your pick. We didn't find out about it. We raised hell. Told her, mind your own business, please. Yeah. But it kind of came, like when we met first time. Took me about, from November to January or something. She accused me of not getting together to avoid having to buy her a Christmas present. See? But I don't know if she did. I'm not going to hear from that too.
What was your first wife's name?
Maxine. Maxine Boris. She was a Boris.
Wow.
And
so you got married in 49?
yeah, 49.
Okay.
I look, that doesn't do it. No. Yeah, 49. I think it was January, middle of January.
Right in the middle of winter.
Yeah, it was wintertime, I remember that.
And
Cold.
you had kids?
Cold.
You had kids?
Yeah, two, a boy and a girl. The boy's up in Seattle working for Microsoft, where he was. I think he's freelanced right now. It's his second try with Microsoft. Then he keeps running into the stone wall, promotional wise. So he's out on his own, I think now. He's pretty much dedicated, or he's consoling the fact that he's going to stay in Seattle area, up there, that's his home. So he's going freelance up there.
Oh, okay. That's not great.
And the other one's down here. She's from Palo Alto. She's kind of the second love of my life. I got to be careful. There's competition. All right, she's great. Yeah. Well, my son's good too, but
Grandkids and great grandkids?
I got two grandsons and a granddaughter, and do I have a great granddaughter? Yeah, great granddaughter.
Wow. Wow,
Most of them, those are all down in Arizona.
Well, and then how long were you married, please?
Close to 50 years.
Wow.
And then she died of liver. She had a liver problem.
Well, John, not to interrupt your story, but the only thing we've learned in doing all these interviews, that every single guy we've interviewed, including you, has had a wonderful wife standing next to him and has been married for 50 years, or remarried, but just always had a companion, always had
Oh yeah.
a love.
Well,
Isn't that something?
yeah. For 5 years I didn't. I was patching it. I was kind of miserable. I wanted, I wanted some meaning to my life. And I remember my first wife said, "What are you going to do on her deathbed? What are you going to do when she goes? You want to pick up with some floozy?" I said, "No, I think I'll blow my brains out. I've had it." And she says, "You can't do that." I said, "Why not?" Well, she says, "The priest won't like it." And she says, "Besides that, the kids won't like it. Kids need you." And that's what got me. I could hold my own probably talking to the priest, but not the kids. So I thought, oh boy, she was right. So that's when we got together, and it was a natural, because her first husband, Air Force vet, as it came about, we got to talking down at Julie's little restaurant, and she's the one that got us together, because she noticed.
that's your daughter?
Huh?
Julie's your daughter?
No, Julie's the one that runs this little cafe in Los Altos.
Okay.
She said, "I have a customer she's miserable too. She lost her husband, and she lost your wife, and you're not doing good either. She says, you should get together." And it took about a month. I said, "I don't want to get married anymore. I go through all that. I'm not, yeah, the hell with it." So after about a month, I finally, to get her off my back, I said, "Oh, okay." Boom, here she gets on her phone, boom. She's about 5 minutes away, here to uptown Los Altos, She's right there. And so that was the end of the story, except I come to find out, talking to her first husband and I knew each other. We were buddies in high school. Did we tell you that? The same class? The class of 38 people, and we were the same class at Lick Wilmerding, class of 30.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That's
And we were buddies.
a little.
The guy had a twin brother who was a real pill. I didn't like him at all, but her husband, he was a nice guy. Everybody liked him. Nobody liked the other guy.
Like the other twin. That's funny. The evil twin.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so
But
it's been happily ever after ever since, huh?
yeah. Then I went back to school, and did the usual on the
Okay,
GI.
so you got married in '49. Then you went back to school.
Yeah.
Okay, where did you go?
In the meantime, I transferred to the reserves to keep flying.
Right.
And I got a lot of night flying in there too. I went to Stanford. I went to San Jose State first for a couple of years. Got my bachelor's, then I went to Stanford a couple of years. Got my master's in business administration.
Okay. Well, you started out at the business high school.
Yeah. It was it. And then I went to Santa Clara, and I enrolled in their electrical engineering program, EE, doctorate, and it looked like a lot of work to be put in, and I said, I'm a little short on some of the math, there. So I said, and so they were working with me. The guy set up a program. I said, yeah, but geez, I said, I got to work. I said, I'm not a full-time student, I'm working. So it never could really get together. I never could get it going. I thanked the guy, but I said,
It wasn't working out.
yeah.
So where did you work at the time? What you were still in the Navy, or you were in the reserves now? But where did you work?
I worked at Westinghouse first.